when he said Keegan Murray, I was like, oh my God, this is happening.
But Jaden Ivey is the guy that played complement very well to what I believe Cade Cunningham has brought to this team. He's Detroit rooted. He talked about wanting to be here in Detroit.
And I just like that now Detroit seems to be that sexy, hot team. We are extremely excited because days like yesterday, in my opinion, Braylon, they changed the course of a franchise. They changed the trajectory of a franchise. And you go from an also-ran, you go from a 23-win team, you go through a rebuild, and you finally get to a point.
Empty arena?
Completely, nearly. You go and get to a point where you finally feel like you have reached a point now where you start ascending. Last year was a pivotal point when this team won the lottery and you get Cade Cunningham. And Saddiq Bey a year earlier, who looks like he is going to be a part of this team and one of those players that is going to help compete for championships when the Pistons get there, Braylon. But not just, Saddiq and Cade. Last night you needed a little bit of luck, too. How many people, Braylon, when the Detroit Pistons slid down in the draft lottery, me included, freaked out a little bit.
Yeah.
This was a bottom 3 team in the NBA who had a really, really good chance at the number 1 overall pick, who certainly had a really good shot at a top 3 pick, only to fall back to 5. At that point, you're sitting there saying, man, to be good, it does take some luck. And then ultimately, you're there at 5, and you still get the guy you want. I'm not sure that there's a better player in this draft, Braylon Edwards, and I mean this with all sincerity. No disrespect to Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, or Jabari Smith.
Yeah.
I fully believe that Jaden Ivey, when it's all said and done, will be the best player in this draft. Detroit got him at 5. Last night was a win for the city of Detroit and the Pistons organization.
Yeah, you definitely got to have that luck. I mean, and just looking how it's happened in the last year for the Detroit draft class, talking about different sports, look at what happened with the Detroit Lions last year. When the Detroit Lions didn't get the number 1 overall pick, everybody was shuffling around and scrambling, didn't know what was going on. And, you knew this guy was there. We thought Aiden Hutchinson was going to Jacksonville. You didn't know what Trayvon Walker was going to be. So people were like, damn, why can't we get the number 1 pick? Why do we have the number 2 pick? Well, we got Aiden Hutchinson in that pick. Last year with the Red Wings draft, oh, my God, everybody was freaking out that the Red Wings got fleeced again. Another Detroit professional sports team getting fleeced. Now they got to draft 6. Damn, why can't we draft 1? Why can't we draft 2? Why didn't we get 3? Why didn't we get 4? We got 6. Well, we got the Rookie of the Year last year, Morris Sider. Now enter this year. Oh, God, we got dropped down to 5. What are we going to do? You got to be one of those 3 teams. You got to be Orlando. You got to be OKC. You got to be right there in that top 2, top 3 to get Banchero, to get Jabari Smith. We didn't want either one of those guys. We wanted Jaden Ivey, and you start talking about last January or this past January. Jaden Ivey, in my opinion, is the most athletic player in this draft. I think he and Chet Holmgren have the most upside, but Jaden Ivey is the guy that played complement very well to what I believe Cade Cunningham has brought to this team. He and Cade are going to be a problem, and then the rest of the draft, can't wait to talk about that. Jaden Ivey is the guy that wanted to be here. Jaden Ivey's father played with the Detroit Lions. Jaden Ivey's grandfather, played with the Detroit Lions. His mother played with the Shock. He's Detroit rooted. He talked about wanting to be here in Detroit. We got a little nervous thinking about the Sacramento Kings. It happens like it was supposed to, and I'm damn excited. Man, I'm floating on cloud nine right now.
I think I lost my mind a little bit last night, or at least the hair on the back of my neck and everywhere else I have hair stood up, which is a lot. I'm Italian and Lebanese, ladies and gentlemen. I got hair coming out of my,
ears.
We'll leave it there.
Ears. There you go.
When the Sacramento Kings, when Adam Silver said with the 4th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select, when he said Keegan Murray, I was like, oh my God, this is happening. We are going to get our guy. And that is very rare too, where you're not the number 1, number 2, number 3 pick, and you still get your guy, and that's what happened. But Braylon,
it's kind of like, and it's different for you. See, you looked at it, you got excited when they said, and with the 4th pick, and once you heard, you went nuts. You went nuts like Brad Holmes and those guys went nuts with New Orleans. It's like the Crystal Olave. You had the same type of excitement. I was on the other end. Have you ever? I'm gonna propose this to you guys in the booth, Sam, Fletch. Have you guys ever been playing blackjack? And you're counting your cards. You got 13, and you're looking for that hit because you want to get 21. You want to win. You're so nervous that when you hit the 8, you think it's a 9. Damn it! Oh wait, that's an 8. That's 21. That's how I was last night. When he said Keegan Murray, I thought he said Jaden Ivey because I was expecting them to do something like that. I was expecting us to have that Detroit luck that we've had in the past. We might need to start changing that because Detroit seems to be getting on the good side of luck these days.
And Braylon, I just want to point out to you, a couple of things. One, Troy Weaver.
Told you.
This is what competent leadership looks like.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not so much about Jaden Ivey getting your guy at 5. It's not panicking. So many of us, Sacramento wants to trade the pick to 4. Oh, we better go up and get it. I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm right there. Oh, give Jeremy Grant the number 5 pick for the number 4 pick and make sure that you get Jaden Ivey. Part of being a competent leader is not panicking and letting things come to you. And what did we say yesterday, Braylon, when he traded away Jeremy Grant for the 2025 first-round pick of the Milwaukee Bucks through Portland? You were one of the first guys that said, and I gave you credit for this on Twitter last night, you said, this is not an isolated trade.
No.
There is something more. Do not judge this trade until you know what the other side looks like. And we now know what the other side looks like. Trades back up into the first round. A 3-team trade. You take on the contract of Kemba Walker, which you will buy out at some point when the league year starts on July 6th. And you draft potentially one of the best, if not the best, true big men in last night's draft, Jalen Duren. 6'11", rim protector, rebounder, shot blocker. It was incredible to see Troy Weaver work last night. And I'm here for it. You had mentioned the Lions and the Red Wings.
And now the Pistons.
And now 3 of the 4 have competent leadership. That's what it looks like.
I like that. Right? That
and I hear as a Detroit sports fan who it's been a rough go of it. We did the story last week. We did the topic last week about how long it's been since Detroit has seen a winner. And man, it just feels a little bit different this morning or this afternoon.
You know what else too is one thing, and you and I talked about this in the group chat, is you can't tell me. And pardon me for the Bryson DeChambeau look. Look, I was out on the golf course earlier, so I got the Bryson DeChambeau on. I mean, he just made $250 million for losing, so hey, it's not a bad look. No, but you can't tell me that Stevie Y is not on the phone with Troy Weaver, who's not on the phone with Brad Holmes. You can't tell me that those guys are like, look, let's turn this freaking city around. We got an opportunity. This is one of the pivotal cities in America that when it's right, when it's done right, when it's winning, when it's having success, it makes all of the sports world in North America really, really good. So I guarantee, just look at what Brad Holmes did. The key thing that you said is trust. You got to have trust in these guys because they've given you a reason to. They've given you a reason to. I think what they're doing is, like you said, they're having patience. They're not worrying about what the masses are saying. They're not worried about the masses freaking out. They're not worrying about, why did they trade the pick of Jeremy Grant? They didn't get anything for him. Oh, why did they draft Penei Sewell and not this guy? Oh, they got 6. They don't know what they're doing. Stevie Y was brought here. He doesn't know what he's doing. These guys are doing it on their own time, on their own patience. They have a plan, and they are executing it very well. It's an exciting time to be in Detroit because what Troy Weaver did last night, he shows you that he cares. He shows you that he has a pulse on the NBA. He shows you he has a pulse on the guys that want to be in Detroit, that are going to work in Detroit, and that the city are going to wrap their arms around. Troy Weaver did a damn good job last night.
And I think last night, too, really put a spotlight on what he's doing here in Detroit. Let me put up the Woj tweet from ESPN last night. Tremendous coup for Detroit GM Troy Weaver to land two of his top targets in the draft, Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, with the cost of only a future first-round pick, which was Milwaukee's pick, which probably, look, we said yesterday, it's protected 1-4. It's probably going to be, 25, 26, 20, at that point, who knows what that's going to be. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, but nonetheless, that's all it cost. And I think Jonathan Giovanni on ESPN last night, he was on with Van Pelt, who won the draft. Well, it was clearly Detroit. And I just like that now Detroit seems to be that sexy hot team, because I would contend to you there isn't a young core of players in the entire NBA. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes. I mean, all these guys are.
Livers is even played, and he's there.
Isaiah Livers. Do not sleep on Isaiah Livers.
Garza.
I'm not saying that because I'm a Michigan guy. Isaiah Livers, you need 3-point shooting. Wait till you see Isaiah Livers this year. Just quote me on that if you want. But Braylon, there's not a young core in the NBA like that people could be as high on, if not higher, than this group.
When's the last time you've heard of when's the last time you heard of a city winning draft after draft after draft? And to win a draft, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to draft in the beginning of it. You can win the draft by drafting at the end of it, depending on how good your front office is. You saw what Green Bay did this year. I think Green Bay had a very secret, low-key good draft. But they won the Pistons draft last year by not drafting Jalen Green, in my opinion. They won the the NFL draft this year. They won the NBA draft last night. And I think they finished second or third in winning the Red Wings draft, which is the NHL draft. Detroit, general manager and front office, seems like they finally have become competent to what the city needs and wants.